Hi students. In previous class, in yesterday's class, we have discussed about like what is Python, and then we have discussed about like what are the features, like with Python, what are the other related courses, like all these we have discussed. So if anybody missed yesterday's class, so you can watch that video in YouTube. Otherwise, you can contact online team. So they will send you the link to your mail ID so that you can watch yesterday's video. In today's class, we are going to discuss about the other features we are going to discuss. So here Python is duration. Python course duration is 2 months. So within 2 months, I'll try to complete chapters in core Python and in advanced Python. So in core Python, we are going to discuss about Python features, then installation, Python data types, then we'll discuss about string handling, and then we are going to discuss about a number system, then input function, conversion functions, and then we'll discuss, we are going to discuss about operators. After that, we'll discuss about if condition examples, for loop examples, while loop examples, collection data types, like data structures. And then after that, we are going to discuss about string manipulations, then regular expressions, functions, exception handling, file handling, modules and packages, all this. In advanced Python, we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming, then developing desktop applications, then internet and email, multi-threading, networking, database programming. Then we'll discuss about web scraping, Python old version features, and latest version features we'll discuss. And we'll discuss about interview questions, Python certification questions, and then we are going to discuss about the other options like project also is there. So we'll see Python project with Windows application or desktop application, and we'll see database integration also. Like all these we are going to discuss. And while working with this Python, so as I said yesterday, like here we are going to, this training is like a project oriented training, not only just discussing the basics and leaving. So here we are going to discuss about the here we'll focus on theory part and also programs. So we'll see a lot of programs, like in core and advanced Python. We are going to discuss nearly 300 to 400 programs we are going to discuss. So here for students, the programming skills also will improve. And every day I will be sending you the day-wise notes, theory with examples, and also I will send you the recorded video for the students, those who will register. Okay, and here we'll continue with the options here. So students, if you have any doubt after the class, you can ask me the doubts. Today we have time. We'll have time. Today after the class is over, if any doubts are there, you can ask me. So while working with Python yesterday, as I told that, like when we are working with Python, Python is powerful language, and it is a general purpose programming language. So it is for all types of all categories of applications. It is not for one type of application. It is for any type of application. So using Python, we can develop desktop applications, websites, scientific applications, networking applications, games or animation softwares. All these we can develop. So Python is developed by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989, and it is introduced as an internal project for Mathematical Research Institute called CWA located in Netherlands. So within 2 years, it is released for public, Python, so that IT companies or other companies can use that software, can use that language, and they can develop the applications, develop the software. Okay, and here when we are working with Python, default implementation is a C Python. Python language, many implementations are there. Python language default implementation is C Python. Okay, so it is written in C and Python. It is having C libraries, and also Python libraries are there. Okay, so C Python is a default. It is default and most widely used implementation of the language. So yesterday also I've told this. If anybody is learning Python, it means that what they are learning C Python. So C Python is developed by Guido van Rossum, the same person. So now here, when we are working with this Python here, you can see here he is Guido van Rossum, and like why they kept this name Python. Okay, so in a BBC channel many years back, one comedy show used to telecast. So in that comedy show, like the name of the comedy show is Monty Python's Flying Circus. From this comedy show, they took this name Python and they have used this. So these are the artists in that particular comedy show here. Here you can see. Okay, so like only just I'm showing you the pictures, like only just to know, like from where this name Python it came. Like some will have this doubt, like students may have this doubt when they learn this. They want to know the history of that name. For that, I'm just showing you the pictures here. And here, when we are working with the languages here, see here in my classes, I'm going to discuss basics also, because in Python batch, IT students may be there, non-IT students will be there, so they may not have any programming background, so they should know some basics. That's why in my classes I'll cover some basics also. So when we say about languages, here we can see languages classified into 3 types here: high level language, then middle level language, and low level language. So all the programming languages are high level languages, like C, C++, Java, .NET, Python. All these are high level languages. So they are in English. We can read, write, and we can understand. Okay, and here a middle level language is there. So middle level language means it is called as byte code, or we can call it as intermediate code, or we can call it as assembly. We can call it as assembly language, we'll say. Okay, so byte code means not binaries, not zeros and ones. Okay, so byte code means it is in some other format. Like why we are saying a middle level language means, like we can understand like 50-50. Like it contains English and it will have some other symbols like that we cannot understand. Okay, if I say middle level language, again students may have doubt, like in which format it is. So it will have English and it will have some other symbols, some other format will be there. So we can understand 50-50 in that. Okay, and next is low level language is there. So low level language means we'll call it as machine code, or we can say executable code, we can say binary code. Like binary code means zeros and ones. So when we say byte, so 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. Bits means zeros and ones. So binary code we can say, native code we can say, all these are same only. All these are same. Okay, so here when we say about machine code, like when we use a laptop or desktop or tablet piece, all these are machines. All these are machines. So machines can understand only machine code. That's why all these conversions we are doing. Okay, so here while working with languages, programming languages, we'll see compilers and interpreters. So in C, C++, Java, .NET, like all these will have compilers. So compiler means it will convert the whole program, the entire program in a single shot. In one stroke, it will convert all the statements to the required format, to middle level or low level. Okay. And here interpreter means it will execute line by line. So it will convert first line to machine code, then second line to machine code, third line to machine code, fourth line to machine code. So interpreter will do line by line. So interpreter works slow. Okay. So here if I write a program in C language, if I write a program with 10 lines, let us say 10 lines program is given, then if I write a program in C language, then C compiler, it will give a native code or executable code. In C language, directly we are getting high level language to low level in C. So it is giving the native code or executable code, it is giving here. Now here Java programs we can see. So when we are working with Java programs, in Java we have to write a longer lines of code we have to write. Longer lines of code we need to write. Like big lines we have to write. So in Java we have to write hundreds of lines of code, thousands of lines of code, or sometimes kilometers of lines of code we need to write. Okay. And like for example, if I write a, a program in Java, let us say that program is having 100 lines. 100 lines program is there. In Java, we can see. So in Java, we can see Java C compiler is there. So Java C compiler will takes the Java program and it gives bytecode. So when we get bytecode, it will be like same number of lines to program. So in Java, we can reduce bytecode up to certain extent by using some functions. Like if 100 lines program is there, we can reduce some lines. Okay, we can reduce some lines using functions. We can do that. So bytecode will be like same number of lines. And if a bytecode is having 100 lines or like few lines may reduce. And this bytecode, again, bytecode means what? Intermediate code or assembly language, like middle level language. So this bytecode we send to JVM, Java Virtual Machine. JVM can understand only bytecode. JVM understands only bytecode. So it will take bytecode and it will give the native code or executable code. So if a Java program is big, like 100 lines, if it is there, so bytecode also will be same. Like a lot of bytecode is generated. Okay. Again, bytecode is converted to native code. So here, when we take Java programs, we can see big programs are there. And for compilation and for interpretation, it takes time. Okay. So here we can see the execution performance will be less here. Okay. So we can see less execution performance. Why? Because is when we get bytecode, again bytecode is sent to JVM. JVM will takes time for executing, interpreting all the bytecode, and then it gives the native code or executable code. So here less performance will be there here. Okay. And here when we say about Java, it is compiled and it is interpreted. It is compiled and it is interpreted. And now coming to this Python here. So when we are working with this Python, like those who teach old versions of Python, like trainers, so they will say that Python has a interpreter and it works slow. Okay, because old versions of Python are having some drawbacks, but in latest versions of Python will not see those things, because when we see new versions of Python, it is having many new features. Like it is new versions of Python, it is similar to Java and other languages. Okay, so those who are teaching, the trainers who are teaching latest versions of Python, they will say that Python is compiled and interpreted. Compiled and interpreted will be there. Okay, so here, like when we say about Python, so Python will call it as a lightweight software. Lightweight. So lightweight meaning is write less, do more. Less coding will be there in Python. Okay, and here in Python, like Python software foundation is there, Python community is there. So Python community or Python software foundation, they have already developed hundreds of modules or thousands of modules. Modules means Python files. So they have already developed thousands of modules or hundreds of modules, and by using them, we can develop applications easily. Application development is very fast. Okay, so in Python, here while working with Python, we should know how to make use of the modules, then how to call the functions. Then with less coding, we can develop applications easily. So in Python, 90% of the coding is already done, and 10% we should give from our side. From our side, we should give only 10%. Okay, so in C, C++, Java, .NET, there we have to give 100%. Like we have to 90% plus 10% we should give. Then in that case, every time coding only. So to finish the project, it will take days together. But in Python, with less effort, we can complete the projects. Okay, like for example, if I write a Python program with 10 lines, if I write a Python program, here less coding is there. Okay, so if I write a Python program with 10 lines, then here in Python we have PYC compiler. Python compiler is there. Python compiler takes the Python program and it will give bytecode. Bytecode it will give here. So bytecode means intermediate code. Again, this bytecode is sent to PVM, Python Virtual Machine. So this bytecode will take PVM will takes bytecode, and then it will gives it will interpret bytecode. It will interpret bytecode and it gives a native code or executable code. So like Java, Python is also compiled and interpreted. So Python program is compiled and it is giving bytecode. So bytecode is sent to PVM. PVM will interpret bytecode and then it will use a native code or executable code. If Python program is having 10 lines, bytecode is also less. If bytecode is less, PVM will take less time and it will give a native code or executable code. Here we can see very good performance here. Okay, so the applications which are developed in Python, the applications which are developed in Python, for the applications developed in Python, any number of users can use it, access it. Okay, if the website is developed using Python and DJANGO, Python language and DJANGO framework, then that website can be used by any number of users. So that website can be accessed by 1 lakh users, 2 lakhs users, 10 lakh users. But the server can give response to all the users. Like for example, in real time, when we see the applications, so when we see the applications, websites, banking applications, online reservation applications, Tatkal applications, when we see, like there, we can see a lack of performance. Server may not give the response, or sometimes user may not get response from the server, or the response may stop in the middle. All these happens. Okay, but you will not see all these issues in Python applications. In Python websites, we cannot see all these. Okay, so here when we say bytecode in Java or bytecode in Python, it is used for portability. It is used for platform independence. Okay, so like we listen about Java, like it is called as like it is having slogan, write once, run anywhere. Okay, like it is platform independent and machine independent. So in Python also same, platform independent and machine independent. Bytecode is used to run the code in different operating systems and different machines. Whatever code we develop, whatever code we are writing, that code should run in different operating systems. It should run in different machines. That is possible with bytecode. Okay, so when I'm explaining this, students may be having doubt, like whatever I'm explaining, is it correct or not? Okay, so whatever I'm explaining here, it is 100% correct. Why? Because is Here we can see .pyc files. .pyc files. If I write a program, if I create a file, then for that file one .pyc file is created. Python compiled code. Okay, Python compiled code file means it contains a bytecode. It is having bytecode that we can see in Python. We can see, and here I'm taking. I'll be teaching Python and DJANGO also. So in DJANGO classes, I used to explain about web hosting also. So web hosting means publishing or hosting our website in internet. That we are going to discuss in DJANGO classes. I'm telling. So for to work with web hosting or publishing website in internet, I'll use a github.com website, GitHub, and I will use Python anywhere.com. So GitHub is used. So here GitHub is used to place our code in internet. Whatever project we are developing, we can place our project in internet using GitHub. And for hosting, I'm using pythonanywhere.com. I'm using, like for hosting, many other sites are there. I'm using this one, pythonanywhere.com. I'll use. So if I develop a website using Python and if I develop website using Python and DJANGO here, then it will have Python files. The website will have Python files. It will have HTML files, and it will have CSS files. All these will be there. Okay. So after developing the website, then if I want to host it in internet server, production server using pythonanywhere.com, so this website works with Linux server. Because their Linux server is used. So I have developed a website using my laptop. Like in my laptop, Windows 10 Pro is there, Windows 10 Professional, Python and DJANGO is there. Okay, so my project developed in Windows should run in Linux server. So using pythonanywhere.com, we are going to host or publish. Okay, so then what I will do is, so when I place my project in GitHub, then what it will do is it will take the .pyc files of my project. What all Python files are there of for all the Python files, it will take .pyc files. .pyc Python compiled code files it will take. .pyc files contains bytecode or intermediate code, and it will take .pyc files, HTML files, CSS files, all it will take. So first we are going to place .pyc files of Python code, and then we are going to take other files also, HTML, CSS files, all these. And then when we are doing hosting, then only .pyc files are used. With other files, .pyc files we are going to use, and then we are going to place in server. Okay, so here what I'm doing is when I want to run my project in different operating systems, like if I want to take my project from Windows to Linux, then what I should transfer? I have to transfer only the .pyc files of my code. So .pyc files of my code I'm taking, and I'm sending it to the production server. Then the project will run successfully in Linux server or some other server. So it is like that it will works. Okay, so in DJANGO classes, I used to explain all this, how it is going to work, then how we'll get .pyc files, then how to transfer .pyc files into Linux server. All these we are going to discuss. Okay, so whatever I'm explaining in the class, it is 100% correct. Like if anybody is having doubt, if anybody is arguing with you, like it is not correct. Okay, because I'm giving real-time examples, live examples I'm giving. When I'm giving live examples or real-time examples, I'm telling hosting also, there you should not have any doubt. Okay, so here I'm just telling how the Python code will run in different operating systems in live. I'm showing you. So here, whatever I've explained here, so all this comes under like here, all these will works here. So in first stage, a Python program will gives a, byte code here, and in second step, it will gives a native code or executable code. It is going to give. Okay, so here we can see byte code in Python. In DJANGO, I will show you how to move our code from Windows to Linux. That we are going to see, and that the code in Linux server will run successfully. All these we are going to discuss. Okay, and now here we'll move to the next options here. So like as I said yesterday, Python language is a simple language, and it is easy to learn also. So Python language is very simple. Very simple means like here compared with C, C++, Java, .NET, simple coding will be there, and it is easy to learn. So learning is easy because Python syntaxes are simple, rules and regulations we can easily follow. Python is more understandable, so easily you can understand the meaning of the statements, and readability is also there. Like how we'll read the lines, like if paragraph is there, how we'll read the paragraph. Program also we can read in the same. It won't be like complex, difficult, so more understandability will be there. Okay, so if I write a program in Java, some of you may be knowing Java, so here we are doing comparison with Java here. So if I want to print hello world, okay, then here lot of things we need to give here. So with Python it is very simple here. So we'll see this now. So in Java, if I want to print like hello world, then here I'll write like this. So public class demo 1 is given, and here I'll say public static void main, then string args is given, and here I'll say system dot out dot println, and here I'm using hello world, semicolon, then brackets. So in Java, if I want to write this program, okay, so the student should attend at least 15-20 classes, like basic Java, core Java. Then a student can understand these statements and can write. So student should know what is the meaning of like public. So public is access modifier we are using. Access modifier like private, protected. And here we are giving class here. So students should understand what is the use of class, and here we are using static void main string args. So here we are using lot of things here. Okay, students should know what is the use of static, what is the use of void, what is the use of main function, and string args means command line argument. And students should understand this system dot out dot println, then hello world. System means package in out, then println hello world is given. And here to execute statements as a block, we are using flower brackets, curly braces, and here semicolon we are using. So with Java and other languages, lot of decorations will be there. So lot of things we need to place. So when you want to work with Python here, so Python is a very simple language here. So when we install Python, we'll get two icons here. So this is interactive mode and this is batch mode. So I didn't tell about download installation. Download installation of Python we'll see in next classes. So here this is interactive mode here. So interactive mode means it is used to check the features of Python. So every line is executed immediately and then it gives the result. Okay, so to check the features of Python, this is used. So ideally is there. Ideally means integrated development learning environment. So it is like editor. It is an editor. It is used to write programs and used to run programs. So whenever you want to develop applications or projects, we'll use ideally. Now here I'm using interactive mode here. Interactive mode I'm using. So when I use interactive mode, we'll get like this. So here you can see 3 greater than symbols is there. It is like prompt, like a C prompt or SQL prompt. And here I'm typing here, print hello world is given. So you can give hello world in single quotations or else in double quotes we can give. In single quotes or else in double quotes we can give this. So it is giving the result here. Okay. So Python is very simple, very simple. Here I have given one example here. But in every program, in every chapter, like in every syntax, you can see the difference. So those who want to learn Python, yesterday I've told, no, it is like a beginner's language. It is a beginner's language, and anyone can learn. IT students can learn Python. Non-IT students can learn Python. Those who are interested in technical jobs or non-technical jobs, they can learn Python. So it is easy. Okay. And here you can see Python is free software and it is open source. It is a free software and it is open source. And here you can see Python is it is a high level language, whatever explanation I've given. And here you can see Python is interpreted language, like compiled and interpreted. And here Python community is a large community, because in Python Software Foundation, thousands of programmers or lakhs of programmers are working for this Python software technologies, frameworks they are doing. And as I said, the members in community, Python community, they are available in social networking sites, in forums, in QA science, they are available. And those are working on live projects or real-time projects in Python or other Python related courses, then the Python community can give technical support for the companies or programmers working on Python and Python related projects. And here you can see next point, that is portable and extensible is there. So when we say about portable here, like Python applications, Python can work in different operating systems. Portable means platform independence. So Python works in different operating systems. Why? Because it's a Python Software Foundation or Python community. So they have developed Python for Windows, Python for Unix, Python for Linux, Python for Mac OS, and for other operating systems, they have developed this. And Python is extensible also. So while developing Python application, we can use other languages code. So we can use C, C++ libraries in Python application. We can use Java and .NET components in Java Python application we can use. So when I'm explaining this, students may be having doubt, like why we should do this. So in Python, what we can do is we can bring other languages features into Python. That we can do. So if you take C, C++, so it is used for C, C++ is used for system programming, like writing programs in Windows, then executing, we can do it. So they'll run in Windows. .NET provides high-level security, and Java means faster execution will be there. So when we use C, C++ libraries or Java or .NET components or programs in application, then we can bring other languages features into Python. That we can do here. Okay, so this will be the new experience for the programmers, because they will work with multiple languages, like using other languages code in Python. This will be like what I'm thinking is this will be a new experience for the programmers. Okay, and here you can say next one is web development is there here. So when we are working with Python here, we can see web development. So as I'm saying, like for 2 months, students will learn core and advanced Python. After completing Python, students can learn DJANGO. DJANGO students can learn. So DJANGO is a framework. used for developing websites. DJANGO framework is completely developed in Python. So it is having a Python files or modules. Okay. So for developing websites or web applications, here we can see many frameworks like a DJANGO, Flask, then a Bottle, Pyramid, then Pylons, Web2Py, TurboGase, many are there. Okay, so but here I'm teaching a Python and a DJANGO I'm using. Most of the companies will use DJANGO. Like one or two companies, they may use a Flask also. So in DJANGO classes, I will show you the difference. What is the difference between DJANGO and the Flask? Like some differences, one or two examples also we can discuss. And here you can see artificial intelligence is there. So in Python is providing libraries to work with artificial intelligence, like how the human brain will works. Whatever programs we are writing, whatever code we write, that code works in the same way. Okay, like when we say about human brain, like what it will do is thinking, analyzing, taking decision is done. First thinking, after that analyzing, then taking decision, then after that we'll speak. Okay, so in the same way, whatever code we are writing, whatever programs we are writing, the code or program should work in the same way. Okay, so here SCI kit learn is there. So this is used for performing complex calculations. So whenever you want to perform complex calculations in data science or else in other courses, then SCI kit learn is used. And here you can see Keras and TensorFlow is there. So this is used to implement artificial intelligence in the applications or softwares we are using. Okay. So nowadays, artificial intelligence is mandatory in many softwares or many applications. Like now, this world requires artificial intelligence in the softwares or else in applications, because the application should work automatically. Application should understand the user requirement, and according to that user requirement, it should give the output. It should give the answer. Okay, so user need not give instructions every time. So without any instructions on behalf of us, then this code should work automatically. Like for example, if you take some mobile applications, they'll take information and they'll work automatically. Like for example, if you take apps like Ola or Uber, okay, so in that app, if I want to go for a ride, then when we open the app, then it will find the location where we are, and after that it will ask for destination. We can select the car required, cab we can select. All these will be there, and after that it will show the nearest cabs to our location, and it will select the nearest cab to us. Okay, so and after that it will send information about that cab, and then after that when we go there, then it will ask for OTP. Then when we reach the destination, when we say OTP, paying money, all this is done. Most of the work is done automatically. Every time it will not take instructions. Okay, like for example, if you take food delivery apps like Zomato, or if you take Swiggy, like let us say one restaurant or hotel is having 100 orders, and if only few delivery boys is there, then that app will communicate with the delivery boys nearest to that location, and the delivery boys will go there to the restaurant. They'll tell OTP, and they will take the food. All this happens. Like nowadays, most of the work is done automatically in the apps. In the software, we can do that. So when we say about when we say about this artificial intelligence, we can see artificial intelligence in a smartwatch, in smartphone, in a smart TV, in a washing machine, in a refrigerator, in a geyser, in dishwasher, like any device, even in AC also. This artificial intelligence will be there, so that it can work automatically. The devices, machines will work. And here you can see OpenCV is there. So OpenCV is used for image recognition, then color recognition, And whenever you want to implement biometrics in your application, like thumb impression, digital signature, then all these we can do with OpenCV. And using OpenCV, if I want to convert OpenCV, if I want to convert typing handwriting to typing script, like many companies will work with these applications. So in Python, we have libraries like this. So using OpenCV, handwriting we can convert to typing script. If a doctor write prescriptions, okay, so whatever the doctor write prescriptions on the paper, then we can convert that to data in a system. So for that, OpenCV is used. So here we can see all these are related to Python here. Using Python, we can implement artificial intelligence. And here 6.1 is there, that is computer graphics. So in Python, we can work with desktop applications, or we can work with Windows applications. So in my classes, advanced Python, I'm going to work with, in advanced Python, I'll focus on desktop applications or Windows applications or GUI applications. All these three are same only. GUI applications, like designing the form with controls, then connecting to the database, like all these we are going to discuss. And here, if you want to develop games or animation applications, then we can use these libraries like tkinter, then Jython, WX Python, Pygame, all these we can use here. Using all these, we can develop desktop applications or games can be developed. And here you can see testing frameworks are there here. Testing frameworks. So Python software or Python language is used for developing applications or developing softwares. So whatever applications you develop, whatever softwares you develop, we can do testing also. Okay. So here in testing, we can see unit testing, integration testing. So unit testing means we can check page by page or form by form. Okay, screen by screen we can check. So system testing means we can test the whole website or application we can test. And for in testing, again, two types is there: white box testing and black box testing is there. So white box testing means we can check the coding efficiency, like whether the code is working fast or slow, we can check. Performance we can check. And we can do black box testing also. We can check the screens or pages or forms, like whatever input we are giving, whether it is giving proper output or not, we can check. Okay, so testing tools means many are there, like Selenium is there, like RPA is there, Blue Prism is there, Anywhere Automation is there, many are there. But in Python, we are having tools here. Splinter is there, PyTest is there, Python testing tools, Python testing frameworks are there. The advantage of these testing tools or frameworks is whatever application we develop, whatever code we develop, it can be checked in cross-platform and cross-browsers. So in different operating systems, we can test. In different browsers, we can test. Not in one OS. In different operating systems, we can check. That possibility is there here. And here, using Python, we can work with big data, large amount of data. As I said, like when we are working with social networking applications, or when we are working with e-commerce websites, and when we are working with cloud computing applications, all these will work with a large amount of data, which is in terabytes or petabytes, day to day, every day. So Python programs or Python scripts can be used to handle even big data also. So for that, the different libraries are used here, like PyDoop is there, Dask is there, PySpark is there. All these we can use it. And here Python is used for automation also. So Python is like we can call it as like automation expert. So now I'll not discuss this because for explanation it takes time. Okay, so in the next sessions we are going to discuss automation in detail. And here you can see data science is there here. So after completing core and advanced Python, if anybody is interested to learn this course, data science course, they can learn. So in data science, Python is there, R programming is there, and other like machine learning is there, and deep learning is there, like artificial intelligence, all are included in this. In data science, we can see all this. So in data science, Python is used for mathematics. So to perform mathematical calculations, Python is used. R programming is used for statistics. So whenever you want to get statistical results, then we can use R program. R programming is used. Okay. So if anybody knows data science, then they can work as a data analyst or data scientist. Okay, they will work with the data related to the company or business. So what the data analyst or data scientist will do is, see, in every business, in IT companies, in banking sectors, in insurance companies, in automobile companies, in every business, analyst will be the data analyst or data scientist. Okay, so what they will do is they will take the old data of the company, like for which is for 1 year or 2 years or 5 years. So they will take information related to sales or production or revenue or some other information like marketing details or anything, and they will generate the reports. They will analyze the data, they will generate the reports. So when they generate the reports, then we'll get the reports in different formats. Like the reports can be in like a pie chart, or it can be like a line bar charts. Many are there. So we can get in different formats. We can get. And here, while working with this data science, why it is mainly used is like whatever reports that they have, whatever reports that they generate, like information of the company or business, they can take the decisions to run the business successfully. So decision making is very important. So to take the decisions to run the business successfully, then that information is very important. And by using this data science, they can predict the future. They can predict the future of the company, or related to sales or revenue or production or marketing, anything. So if they want to know about the future, like how the next month sales will be, how the next quarter sales will be, and how the revenue will be, how the production, how the marketing will be, like to get information to predict the future. So if the company is not predicting the future and not knowing how the future will be, and if they're not knowing about the competitors, okay, like then they cannot run the business in profits. So company will be into loss only. Okay, so if they want to have a perfect planning, if they want to have pakka planning, then they need they require data science. Okay, so they should have their own plans, they should have their own predictions. So if they have their own plans, then only they can run the business successfully. Like in this season, in due to this pandemic COVID-19, like data science or whatever plans they have, whatever predictions they have, like analyzing about the future, all these may fail. Okay, like all over the world, the same problem is there. Okay, so if everything is running smoothly, then in that case, data science is very useful in real time. With the companies, it is very useful. So to work with the data science in Python, different libraries are there, like NumPy, Pandas, then SciPy, Scientific Python, Matplotlib, Seaborn, all these are used. So in my classes, after completing core and advanced Python, we are going to discuss about these modules, libraries, like only just to understand, only to get idea how these modules are used in data science. We are going to discuss. Here you can see. So in this folder, examples are there here. And here, when we are working with this Python here, you can see popularity and high salary is there. Like in most of the companies, Python is used in Google, IBM, YouTube, Facebook, NASA, Dropbox. Like in many other companies, Python is used. Python and DJANGO means top 25 websites are in Python and DJANGO. Like Washington Post, and like YouTube, Google, what all are there. Like all these are with Python and DJANGO we can see here. Okay, and those are working in Python compared with other employees working with other languages, they are getting good salary, high salary. Like here you can see $1,16,028 US dollars we can see here. Okay, so here we can see Python graph is day by day it is increasing here, because in universities it is there Python and other related courses, and in US and in other countries, like all Python and Python related projects they are developing. Okay, so that's students, that's all for today. And tomorrow we are going to discuss about the other things related to Python, like Python flavors, Python features, other important features are there. After all these we'll discuss, after that we'll discuss about what applications we develop in Python, then Python download, installation, interactive mode, batch mode, all these we'll see one by one. Okay, today is the second class, but lot of things are there to discuss. So those who are interested to join for this course, please talk to online team. If you are interested to join only for Python, you can join. And if you want to join for Python and DJANGO, you can register for both the courses. But first, initially, we'll focus only on Python for 2 months. After that, I'll start DJANGO. DJANGO, we are going to discuss. Okay. So students, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Students, if you have any doubts, please ask regarding the course or anything, any doubt if you have, you can ask me.
Uh, what is the duration of the course?
So Python is Python is 2 months. Core and advanced
Okay.
Python 2 months. DJANGO, it is again it will take 45 or 50 days. It will take DJANGO.
Okay.
Uh, Hi, Wilson. This is Uday. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. So I am like registering for this core and advanced Python, but I have one query. Like I am working in the networking and the security field. So I just want
Okay.
to correlate how like this will help in my field in the
See, if
networking and the
you
use. I heard
yeah,
yesterday like you say Python is useful in networking also. So
yes,
will
yes.
you be putting some details on that, like how it will be helpful and
See,
all? I am
yeah.
interested.
See here we are going to focus on programming. So if you know Python, then it depends on the requirement in the companies. You can develop any application. So here we cannot discuss the programming related to networking, related to
Mm-hmm.
administration, related to socket programming, like a telecom. We cannot discuss all. So when you learn language, you can implement this language in any project. So after learning Python, students can work on telecom projects or networking or administration. Yeah, that is easy for you, because once if you learn core and advanced Python, you know what is this language, how it will works. Then you need to know how to make use of the libraries and functions, like related to networking is there. So you should know what modules are used and what functions are used. If you know about the modules and functions, you can do programming, and you can do the tasks easily. So in real time, like networking programs, administration programs, all will be in Python only in real time. So because Python programs will run in the server, Python scripts, and will do the tasks related to networking or administration or some other tasks. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And I have second
So
question. Like
after,
when we yeah,
see,
complete.
when you learn Python, and in your office, in your server, if some Python scripts are there, you can understand easily. Okay, like you will now, when you see the code, you will not understand. After learning core and advanced Python in your server, if Python scripts are there, when you open Python scripts, you will understand that code.
Okay. And one small question, like every day the link remains same for joining this training, right?
Now, this is go-to training is for 3-4 days. After that,
Okay.
they will give go-to meeting. They'll give. So in go-to meeting, no need to give first name, last name, email, phone. No need to give. Only for 2-3 days, you have to give all the details, because I'm using go-to training. After
Okay.
once, if the students register, they will give go-to
Mhm.
meeting. Go to
Okay,
meeting
there.
means if you click on the link, you can see the
Good. Yeah,
my
meeting
screen.
ID and all. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello?
So,
Yeah. Thanks.
Wilson,
Yeah. Hi.
yeah, so hi. So, one more question from my side. So, with the advanced Python and Python, so what will be the UI side you are going to give on this training?
See here in Python will focus completely on programming only. In
Okay.
DJANGO is a server-side technology. DJANGO is a framework. It is server-side framework, server-side technology. So in DJANGO, we are going to discuss about HTML, JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap. All these we are going to use in DJANGO because
Okay.
UI technologies is used in DJANGO. Like in that framework we are going to discuss. So in DJANGO I'll tell about how the why we are using HTML, why how it will work, why we are using JavaScript, CSS, jQuery, Bootstrap, like why we are using, how they'll work. All examples I'll give. In DJANGO we'll discuss about UI technologies, not in Python classes. In DJANGO
Okay.
classes we'll discuss about UI technologies.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, please.
Sir, one doubt. What is the difference between product-based and service-based? Which one we have to choose? Which is better after completing
See,
Python?
that depends on the company's requirement. See, product-based means like if you take big companies, they will develop software products and they will sell. Whoever wants, whichever client wants that product, they will buy. Service based means the client will come to your office and the client will say, I want this application or I want this website. And according to the client requirements, you will develop application or you will develop website. Most of the companies will deal with service based only because they have to develop applications according to the client requirements. Like a big companies like Microsoft and other companies, they will work with product based because they will develop software products like any app or anything, and they will sell it to the customers. The companies they will sell. Whoever wants, they will buy and they'll use it. That depends on the company what you join. Okay. So now I cannot say that you are going to work in service based, you are going to work in product based. I cannot say like that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh, okay, students, I'm stopping now, and tomorrow we are going to continue with other concepts. So please talk to online team and
Hello.
yes,
Hello.
yeah, please.
Sir, I just want to you sent a two days of a demo class.
So this is second
Okay,
class now.
for tomorrow class,
You please talk to online
for the
team.
tomorrow class
You
in this.
please. This link only. This link only. Okay.
Hello.
So
Hello.
yes.
Hello, sir. Is this course will help me in
Sir, for tomorrow
scripting
class,
for
yeah,
automation
you
or?
can join in digitally.
Yeah, please. Only one student, please talk. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please.
Hello, sir.
Uh, yeah,
Hello.
please ask. Voice is not clear. Voice is breaking.
Sir,
Hello,
I
sir.
just asked that for the tomorrow class, we can join in this link and other link.
No, this link only. This link will be there for 2-3 days.
Okay. Thank you
Sir,
so
hello.
much.
Sir,
Okay,
hello.
sir. My question was this
Yeah.
that core and advanced Python will help me in scripting purpose.
Yeah, yeah, please ask.
Yeah, hi sir. Is this course core and Python will help me in the uh, server-side scripting or scripting for automation?
See here, server-side scripting means like automation is done with server-side scripting only, because it should run in server mode.
Yes.
Yeah, in Python
Correct.
programs means it is with a server-side scripting.
Okay, so that is what I want to know.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, okay, students, I'm stopping now. Tomorrow, when we discuss, if you have any other doubts, tomorrow you can ask. Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue.